Well, welcome to week 3 of the 2014 legislative session. We're off to a very slow start in the Senate. We have yet to pass anything from the floor. We're still in committee hearings. Meanwhile, the House has been much more serious about governing, as you might expect, since the House has a significant Democratic majority and we Democrats are in the minority here in the Senate. Anyway, they've sent over about 24 bills, including the DREAM Act, which I consider, I take very seriously. I'd like to see that one passed. It would allow students here, whatever their parents' legal status, to be treated alike, along with every other kid in their class, as in terms of college scholarships, their eligibility for college scholarships. I don't believe in discriminating between kids because of something that their parents did, which isn't all that exactly a moral outrage in the first place. Enough said, I'm in favor of that, and I will definitely vote for it. The Voting Rights Act, which, unlike its federal counterpart of 1965, it doesn't guarantee the right to vote directly. Of course, that's already guaranteed by our Constitution. We don't need to. What we do need to do is make sure that the votes of minority and other, how do I say this, disfavored groups are heard. Whether we do it by requiring cities to district, I'm not sure. I was not really in favor of Seattle's districting. I don't know whether that's the solution to this problem, but all right, let's take a look at the bill. In the meantime, let me tell you about something that we did in committee, which probably will get to the floor, and in which the most conservative Republicans and the most liberal Democrats, including me, agree, and that is to protect our civil liberties from infringement by government, usually police forces, by the use of drones. Drones are a wonderful tool for our Army to use in Afghanistan and elsewhere, provided they can target better and go after truly military targets. And I know this is difficult, but they got to do that better and not be ranking up so many civilian deaths. You know, a wedding most recently. I got a problem with that, but all right. I understand that targeting when you're sitting in a place in Virginia is a little difficult than when you're piloting a plane. That said, the civilian use of these things, there is some use for them in agriculture, apparently. Farmers want to use them. There is a legitimate place for them in policing. I have no problem with that. They can make our lives a little bit more secure from bad people. But what we really want them to do in the course of using these for police work is to make sure, A, that the data from them is used only when there's a warrant, when there is legitimate, reasonable cause to get a warrant, that it's not just used helter-skelter, B, that access to it by the public is cut off, and C, that access to it even from the police is limited to those in command, and that they are subject to gag orders from anything that isn't criminally relevant, that is not going to go into an affidavit seeking probable cause. So we need to protect you, me, and everybody else who's just out in their backyard, maybe doing something that might be reprehensible to some folks, smoking a joint these days, legally, but maybe the neighbors don't like it. Maybe you don't want people to know that you're smoking a joint. That is not a violation of the law, is not a proper use of police work anymore, and your privacy needs to be respected. Oddly enough, this is where the political sides come together, because I think a lot of people have understood in a way that conservatives didn't used to when I was a young political activist, that it ain't all support your local police anymore. It's subject your local police to the same scrutiny as you would any other branch of government, using information that government has collected legitimately for a legitimate purpose, but using it only for that legitimate purpose and not helter-skelter. I think we're going to get this one on the floor. I look forward to cooperating with Senator Patton, my replacement as the chair of the Judiciary Committee, and getting votes over in the House. Well, that's Not the news for the end of the session. It's the news for week number 3, though. Y'all take care.